Hey there. Happy day. You know, here it is, another one of those holidays, a tradition where everybody gets together out of obligation and pigs out and passes out. And it's all good to me. It's just another day out here in the cartoon matrix. And this is my last day playing so constant here. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce out tomorrow, and I'm gonna head to Phoenix and hook up with Shane again and chill out for a minute. We're gonna go see another show. And this day is always a pause and reflective for me. It was 52 years ago that I had the last Thanksgiving meal with my family together in the house I grew up in. And it was exactly the next day our house burned down, 1966, day after Thanksgiving. And that was kind of the real beginning for me. I learned in that event that everything can shift in the blink of an eye. And so it kind of started me there as kind of a gypsy, a nomad. I learned you can't be attached to things. And the more attached we are to things, the more those things require of us. So I work at being detached, keeping my life real simple, just real minimal. And I've been actually testing myself to new degrees. I've actually been car camping, sleeping in my car, going on, it'll be exactly, tonight will be 14 days in a row. And it's been awesome. I got my whole routine down. I'm getting good at this. And I'm enjoying it. My journey is just becoming more profound to me all the time. I'm recognizing that, you know, my intent, my purpose, my mission to heal myself and spread that good news around is ever present. It's constant. So this morning I had a new experience, and I'm being at pause with it. Once I was done with my morning sleep and coffee and all that, I always move. I park on the street because you're not supposed to park in the parking lots between 2 and 4 a.m. So I don't. And I drove my car around, parked in the parking lot, went out for a beautiful morning walk out along the cliffs and really enjoyed the beautiful morning. And I came back and my car wouldn't start. So I started looking at that and I thought, how curious, you know. I got plenty of battery, so it's not battery. And I turn the key and it just goes, what? And so I've been at pause with that. So rather than get goofy, I walked a mile to a grocery store and bought a gallon of distilled water. And brought it back and went for another walk out and got more supplies. And what I'm really resolving to, there's only two things that it could actually be. One is that, you know, maybe the starter, but generally if a starter's going out, it starts you get a couple of fair warnings. It doesn't just go like that generally. So I started looking into it, and it could be a fuse. Could be as simple as a fuse. Now, being the holiday and being in Ocean Beach, and there's only one auto parts store, an AutoZone, and it's closed. for the holiday. So I'll just position myself tonight. You know, I got some friends. I've got a 5-speed manual, so I can always start the car with compression. I know that. So they've already told me they helped give me a push. My friends that I did the new generation with the other day, and they'll help push it, and I'll get it started, and then I'll just park it up there somewhere near the auto parts store, and spend the night there, and then talk to them in the morning and see if I can get it corrected. I have trust that it's a fuse. And even though my car may have blown a fuse, I certainly haven't. I'm just gonna sit here and take in the glorious day. It's my last day for the minute before I'm on my way. And you know, I do a lot of travel. I'm all over the country. I'm gonna do some more cartoons here. I've been just getting caught up on production. I've had it's been a really remarkable time here, because ultimately I have corrected at least 10 issues that I was having with, they weren't really computer issues as much as just softwares and different things like that. But I ultimately found my way to the Fashion Valley Mall, where they have an Apple store, for which I am grateful, because number one, they got a server from hell, man, at just high speed, and they helped me sort out every technical difficulty I was having, every one of them. And so it's really been, the way I look at it is that I've gone to Apple school. I've been at Apple school for 2 weeks without even realizing it until I did. And I'm at the OC campus. You know, I get free technical support, I get free server, I get free everything, and free parking, free camping. So how can I argue with that? It's a beautiful day to be alive. And so I just thought I would take a minute to share some thoughts with you. I know I've been off screen a lot, but the people and the subjects that I've been discovering are way worth more of the camera's attention than me. And so I'm focused on that. And if you haven't noticed, I'm really kind of focused on a few programs at this point, and that is the next generation of WEEDU Wanderers cartoons for sure. And Orangetown Studio Productions presents, because somehow I found myself in the opportunity to be recording all these bands and making videos for them, and that's been a gift both ways. I just gift it, but it's procuring new elements, because when I leave Arizona, I'm going back to Austin, Texas, and the friend that I met up in Minnesota to begin with, in Minneapolis, with the Sushi Mamire, he does programming at the PBS station in Austin, and he wants to program some of my videos into Austin's public station. Wow, huh? And he's also getting ready to set up a podcast show, and he wants to interview me. So how cool is that, I guess? I'm jazzed. So anyway, all is good in my hood. I hope everybody is happy, healthy, and full of love. It's always a beautiful day to be alive. Peace and love to you. Ciao for now. Well, hi there. Yeah, what a beautiful day to be alive. I'm now sitting in the hills above St. George in southern Utah, When I was last reporting in, I was sitting on the beach in San Diego at Ocean Beach, and where I was captivated for a few moments when my car would not start. And that was on Thanksgiving morning after I went for a nice long hike on the cliffs. Came back, car wouldn't start. So I went through several different layers, levels, gyrations. It was pretty cool. I never lost my cool, never freaked out, just kept being with it, allowing it to unfold and present itself, which it eventually did. Now, I had a lot of, I couldn't get a hold of any mechanic or anybody because it was Thanksgiving. And so there was a lot of people that live in their vans and homes, as homes and stuff. And different people came and, gave me their offerings and their suggestions and assistance in every way. We went through all the fuses, went through, attempting to jump it. We went through pushing it to compress start it, and nothing would happen. And so I just surrendered it all, and but there was a warning light on my dashboard that I'd never actually seen. It's an anti-theft. And I thought, this one guy said, that's it. That's your problem right there. It's the anti-theft. It won't let you engage any system at all. And I thought, that makes sense. So I just let it be and waited till Friday morning, and then got up and made my coffee and started on my new day adventure. Now, at 4 a.m. Now, it's interesting because on Friday, it had been 52 years since our house burned down when I was 13 years old, which really changed my life. And at 4 a.m., fire engines are going off all over the place. And so I walk up to find out what was going on after a while, and sure enough, there was a house fire in Ocean Beach. You rarely hear sirens around there, so it was pretty obvious. 7 engines. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So anyway, I started walking around. I went to see if I could find an open garage, I went through on the Thursday. I was doing silly shit, like calling AAA and seeing if they had towed me to Yuma. And because I figured that would get me halfway to where I was going, which was Phoenix, because I was due to meet Shane in Phoenix to go see a show with the Meat Puppets on Friday evening. So I was doing all these different things. It was just really interesting how many different processes and processes of elimination, quite frankly. I talked to several mechanics, and it'll be $108 for the diagnostic, and then depending on what we have to do, and and it just kept going up from there. So yeah, I tried mobile mechanics, garage, but the garages were closed. This was even more interesting because they take 4-day weekend for the holiday weekend. Timing is always so amazing. So I keep going through these different things. I went to the auto zone, asked them if they had any clues, no clues, talked to another mechanic. And then I had this idea, well, I think I'll call GM, find a service dealer. And I did. I called one that was several miles away out in, some valley in San Diego, and got the service manager on, and I explained all the things that was, I'd gone through and what had happened and what wasn't happening and all that jazz. And he says to me, try this. Turn the key to an on position and leave it on for 15 minutes. Then turn it off, then try it. And I thought, God, could it be as simple as this? And so I said, okay, you know, and now the battery had pretty much been drained dead because of, we couldn't turn the car on, and we'd turn it on and off and leaving, you know, doing all these things. So I pulled the battery, I carried it all the way up to AutoZone. And for whatever reason, it was free service day. So they charged the battery up. I found a nice gentleman who gave me a ride back down to the beach. I plugged in the battery back into its holster and turned the key to an on position. Washed my feet with fresh pee to get them all nice and sparkly clean. And after 15 minutes, I turned that key and it started. So after 24 hours of all of these gyrations, I got free advice and a free battery charge. And I called up Shane and I said, well, dude, it looks like I'm on my way now, because I told him I don't know, you know, what was going on. And so I made it. Yeah, I made it to the, you know, hooked up with him in Phoenix. We went to the show. And, you know, it was a great show. Meat Puppets, real old school band, real nice grooves. And so morning came yesterday. And I said, so, you know, what's next for you? You know, because we hadn't made any plans. We make it up as we go along. And so he says, well, I think I'm going to be heading up to southern Utah. And I said, well, you need a wingman? Because, gee, I've never hung on southern Utah. And he said, well, sure. So we are on our way. But Shane had been driving a long time. He didn't get much sleep the night before in Tucson. Didn't get any sleep. He was just having way too much fun on Friday night. So we get up, we take off at 11, and we're starting to head north. And his lack of sleep finally caught up with him. And so we ended up in Wickiup. Wickiup in Arizona at the Trading Post Motel, which was just awesome. And we got some rest. He got plenty of rest and was all refreshed. And so we hit the road this morning, and now we're chilling here at this beautiful, beautiful park here in it's up in the hills. I guess this is St. George or Dixie or something. And yeah, we're going to go hook up with a friend of his that's not far away from here when he gets home, and take it from there. So it's just been quite a wild ride. You know, cartoons just never cease. It's just constant. So I just figured there's a anecdotal reason for that whole story about the car, because really in the final draw, I never freaked out. I never got over concerned. I never worried. I didn't trip on anything. I just kept going through diligence and seeing what I could figure out, what I could learn. And ultimately, I learned that I could start the car without a mechanic, and I could get my battery charged for free. Is that good or what? And so I am grateful. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. You know, cartoons are always constant and continual, and that's why I watch them and enjoy them thoroughly. So be well. Have fun. Stay happy. Drink pee. Be free. Okay then. Ciao for now.
Isn't it nice to see our government so hard at work on a Sunday in southern Utah, over the hills of St. George. They've been working hard today, and it seems they are
doing a pretty good job. We're getting this thing pretty well covered. And they continue. That's what it looks like in southern Utah.